Okay, some homework examples for 2.1. Video lesson. Mark that. Okay, converting degrees to radians here. And just straight to the point, the way that we do that, 170 degrees is what we want to convert. So to convert that to radians, we're going to multiply it by pi over 180 degrees. Gets us 170 pi over 180. Reduces to 17 pi over 18. And they did not put it as, told you didn't put it as pi, but it's 17 pi over 18, and there's our answer. For our second one, it's 0 degrees times pi over 180, 0 pi over 180, 0 times pi is 0. Anything, 0 divided by anything is 0. Okay, negative 190, instead of writing all this, as you can see, whatever your degrees are, that times pi over 180 is how we do this conversion. So let's go ahead and skip over here and do negative 190 pi over 180 degrees. That reduces to negative 19 pi over 18. Negative 3.32 rounded. 270. Reduces to 27 pi over 18. We can reduce from there 9 pi over 6. Reduce again to 3 pi over 2. Here we'll do negative 60 pi over 180. And that we reduce to negative 6 pi over 180, which we can reduce to negative 1 third pi. Negative pi over 3. There you go, pretty easy on that. Okay, same thing here. 308 pi divided by 180. Let's just put it in the calculator straight like that. So parentheses for our numerators, 380 times pi. You can just type pi. So if you do 380 pi, that'll bring it up like this. End your parentheses. Slash for divide gives us our fraction. 308, not 380. And in the bottom, we have 180 degrees. Okay, here we're going backwards, but backwards from how we were doing it. So we're going from radians to degrees. And so over here, that pi over 180, the way we derive all this is 2 pi radian equals 360 degrees. Okay, so if we look at our unit circle, yeah, it has 2 pi here, 0 degrees. 1 full revolution is 360 degrees. Well, 0 radians, 1 full revolution is 2 pi radians. Okay, so 360 degrees and 2 pi radians are the same measurement, just different units. Okay, so the way that we derive to get to our conversion from degrees to radians, well, we want to divide out that 360. So 2 pi radians equals 360 degrees. So we're dividing out 360 from both sides. So that gets us 2 pi over 360 equals 360 divided by 360 is just 1. You can reduce over here. 2 into 360 is 180. Okay, so that's how we go from, that's how we got that pi over 180 that we multiply to get our degrees to radians. Now to go the other direction, we're going to do the opposite of this, okay? So let's multiply that 180 back to the other side equals 180. And then if we divide out the pi, then we have 1 equals 100 over pi. Okay, so up here, 1 degree is pi over 180. 1 radian is 180 degrees over pi. So if we're going to fifths pi, just going to put that pi on the top with that 4. And we want to go to degrees, then this is what we're using down here. So we're going to multiply that by 180 over pi. Pi's cancel out. 4 times 180, 720 over 5. 144 degrees. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on this next one. Negative 2.5 radians. And that's, we don't actually, so negative 2.5 times 180 over pi. Negative 2.5 times 180 is negative 450. And then if we take that and divide it by pi, we get negative 143.24 degrees. Okay, find an angle between 0 and 2 pi, so 1 revolution, that is coterminal with the given angle. So we're starting with 13 pi over 5. And we want to know a coterminal angle between 0 and 2 pi. Okay. So from here, 13 pi over 5 is, well, let's see, what's 13 divided by 5? It's 2 3/5. So that's over 2 pi, right? Because 5 goes into 13 2 times. And then we have, that's 10. So 13 minus 10 is 3. So we have 3 over 5 left over. So 2 3/5 pi is bigger than 2 pi. So we're going to take 13 pi over 5 and subtract 2 pi. Common denominator, 5 in the bottom, so let's multiply the top by 5. 5 and 2 is 10 pi. Thirteen pi minus 10 pi is 3 pi over 5. Checks out. Let's take a look at the unit circle. Where did we start out? 13 pi over 5. Actually, we're not going to have one like that. I was going to see if I could show you that one, but we don't have that one on the circle. Okay, second or part B. Well, it's a negative number, so we know that's going to be less than 2 pi. So we're going to be adding 2 pi to it until we get between 0 and 2 pi. Common denominator. Do the same thing on top. So 6 pi. That's a negative pi over 3. Well, negative pi is less than 0. Any negative number is less than 0. So we're going to have to add 2 pi again. So we'll go here with it. Plus another 2 pi, but we know for the common denominator that's 6 pi over 3 is how we'll write that. Negative pi and positive 6 pi is 5 pi, and we put that over 3. Okay, 51 pi over 2. Definitely going to be bigger than 2 pi, so we're going to be subtracting. So we're subtracting 2 pi, but we got to have a common denominator. That's 51 pi over 2 minus 4 pi over 2. 51 minus 4 is 7 pi over 2. Subtract another 2 pi, 3, and we keep doing this. Whoops. Nine pi over 2. So we keep the 2, and then we're just subtracting 4 each time from the top. So 39 minus 4 is 35 pi over 2. Subtract another one, that's 31 pi over 2. And if we keep subtracting 4 from the top, we get pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. This 4 would be pi over 2, and that is between 0 and 2 pi. Because 3 divided by 2 is 1.5, right? So 1.5 pi, well, that's between 0 and 2 pi. 3 pi over 2 will be our coterminal angle there. It's 19 pi over 11. And just to quickly check and see which direction we're going, what is 19 divided by 11? That's 1.7 pi. So that one is already between. So there you go. And the way that we knew that was 19 divided by 11. Because 2 pi is what we have here. We've got a pi here. Well, what's the coefficient? 19 divided by 11 is 1.7. So 1.7 pi is between 0 and 2 pi. Okay, number 7, let's use our unit circle on this one. So if our angle is 9 pi over 4 radians, let's find that here. Nine pi over 4. If we look over here on our unit circle, our 45s, so this 45 here is pi over 4. If we go to our next quadrant, it goes up to 3 pi over 4. So all we're doing from here, we go from pi over 4 to 3 pi over 4 to 5 pi over 4 to 7 pi over 4. So if we're going 3, 5, 7, 9 pi over 4 is here, right? And we're wanting to know the sine value. Well, if we come up here, sine of theta equals our y coordinate. Okay, so if this angle here is 9 pi over 4, our y coordinate is square root 2 over 2. Okay, our cosine of theta is going to be our x value, which in this case is the exact same thing. Okay, our tangent is going to be, that's opposite over adjacent, right? So if that's our triangle and our root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2, x and y is 1. And so for tangent of this angle, opposite over adjacent, well, anything over itself is just 1. And secant, you ever need to refresher, come back up here. Secant of theta is 1 over x. So if x is square root 2 over 2, 1 over that flips it. And then we have 2 over root 2. Go. Okay, we're looking for x and y coordinates for the terminal point on the unit circle. So if t is pi over 2, find that, that's 90 degrees. What is our x and what is our y coordinate? X is 0, y is positive 1. Okay, negative pi over t, our x isn't gonna change. We're doing a 180 here from where we were at, so we're going negative 90 degrees. That's here. We look at our x, it's 0, y is negative 1. Okay, let's do 3 pi over 4. It's here at 135 degrees. Just do that one in the calculator. That was our x coordinate was negative root 2 over 2. And our y value was the positive of that. So that's how you do number 8. Okay, number 9. If theta is 2 pi over 3, then what is sine of theta? Well, if you remember, sine of theta equals y from here. Cosine theta is x, remember that. And theta is 2 pi over 3. Let's find that. That's here at 120 degrees. And sine is y, so pi over, square root 3 over 2. And cosine would be our x value, so negative 1/2. Tangent is going to be y over 6. So let's just use our calculator. That's y over x was negative 1/2. That would be our tangent. And secant would be 1 over x. So 1 over that negative 1/2. Negative 2. Okay, same as our last one, but we've got to break it down a little bit to be able to use our unit circle. Remember that 2 pi is 360 degrees, so 1 full revolution. So this is bigger than 2 pi. Let's see by how much. It was 13 pi over 6. So 13 pi over 6, and we want to go 2 pi radians. So 2 pi plus what equals 13 pi over 6? Well, first let's convert the 2 pi, give it a common denominator here. That's going to be 12 pi over 6, which equals 2 pi. So that means we need to go 1 pi over 6 further. Okay? So that's this point here. Square root 3 over 2 and 1/2. And we want to know the sine of theta, which is our y value, so 1/2. Cosine's our x value, that root 3 over 2. Okay, and you can do the tangent and secant. The main thing that was different on that was taking out the revolutions. Okay, that's it.